Oh no, you can see the mess behind me. Uh-oh.
You wanna get in? Go ahead.
These are done. Yeah, gonna do that.
And then hi, I'm a crafter. And I haven't started packing yet. Fill her up with me. Is you gonna help me? Oh, so I'm flying. Plus, this is a week-long trip, so it's plenty of an excuse to want and need to bring some crafts to do with me. I definitely want to bring some crocheting things to do, and I also want to bring some embroidery. So let's get that together. Oh, and of course, you should know that the reason why I'm visiting my niece is it is her birthday and she's turning 2 and she's stinking adorable. So I am actually bringing her birthday present with me, and it is an entire bag full of crocheted amigurumi foods. Fruits, vegetables, desserts, breads, the whole thing, you name it. And so I have to get that packed, and I actually have a couple that I still have to finish up. So I hope I can do that in time. I'm not stressed, you're stressed. So I also have to remember to get that packed. So now let's get into it. You wanna get in? Go ahead. In order to prep the embroidery, I actually have to do a couple of things. And I'm gonna try this printer paper for the first time. It's like, you know, embroidery, water soluble. I'm trying that for the first time instead of like tracing it, because that takes forever. And now more than any time, I do need to be saving time. I don't just want one embroidery project, because what if I finish it? I'll probably want another one. I have a 3-inch hoop that I hope to use for actually on the plane. So that's gonna be one pattern. And then I want a pattern for like a 6-inch hoop that I want to have actually while I'm in Florida to use. So yeah, so I need to draw up at least 2 patterns, get those printed off. I also need to pick up some floss that I want for those patterns, and I need to wind that up and get that packed up with the embroidery hoops. I want to get that all set and prepped. So that's what we have ahead of us for the embroidery part of crafting. For the crochet project that I'm going to be bringing, it's amigurumi, right? So I need to bring eyes, backings, darning needle, embroidery floss for the facial features, and obviously the yarn. And that's for the project I plan on doing while I'm there, just in my spare time. The issue arises where if I cannot finish the last couple of foods I have planned for my niece before I actually leave, I need to pack the yarn for that as well. So worst case scenario, we need to leave room for several balls of yarn. But first things first, I think I want to go to Hobby Lobby, because that's where I'm gonna get my embroidery floss, and that's where I'm gonna get my colors, and that'll kind of inform the pattern that I wanna make. I have something in mind, but I do wanna see what kind of colors pique my fancy, and we'll kind of go from there. So let's get going. So I picked up that 3-inch hoop. I also picked up some extra needles, a thread cutter we'll talk a little bit more about later. And of course, I picked up all the threads I would need. And I love these colors, but this simply won't do. That's better. Oh, if only it were that simple. I found a cozy spot, grabbed my embroidery floss. I already wrote the numbers of the embroidery floss on top of the spools, I think they're technically called. And I just start winding. I normally put on like a show or a YouTube video, and it's kind of meditative. It's honestly kind of relaxing. I know a lot of people hate doing it, but I don't know. I enjoy it. My OCD takes some sick enjoyment in it, I guess. Also, if you're having trouble with your floss tangling up while you are winding it on your bobbin, the trick is, what I've found at least, so DMCA floss comes with these two little tags here, and there's an end on each one. So you can see a little end there, and there's a little end up here. So what you want to do, you don't want to take from the little tag that says DMC on it. You want to take from the one that has the actual number on it. You want to find that thread, pull that off, and this is the thread you want to pull from. So what I like to do is take both of these off, make sure I have a hold of this thread, unwind it a little bit, and then I like to find kind of the hoop as best I can and just wear that like a bracelet on my wrist. And then I take my bobbin that I've already written the number on, lay it across, hook it through the first one, and then start winding. And then you kind of have this on your wrist so that it doesn't get tangled up on like the chair beside you or whatever. And if it does start to tighten, you can just kind of pull. And so that is my little trick for how I've been winding all of these bobbins. Speaking of which, this is the last one. And there we go. Of course, bringing all this on a plane would neither be handy nor dandy. So this little hoop ring, and then just one at a time, I'm gonna put these on just like that. And I'll have myself a handy dandy little clip with all the colors I need. Now this isn't actually the floss I'll be using on the plane, most likely. This is for a bit of a bigger project than I want to bring on the plane. I want to bring this teeny tiny little hoop, and it's plastic, so I don't know, I don't have to worry about it snagging in my bag or anything like that. And it's actually a little, it's a 4-inch hoop, but it's more like 3 3/4 or 3 1/2, which is fine. I just had to adjust the my pattern that I drew. And this is for a bit of a meme that I thought might make me smile. So I have those colors picked out as well, and on bobbins too. So I have been winding a lot of bobbins. Help. So I'm gonna put these on a little ring as well. Now putting all of the colors on one hoop would actually be quite cumbersome. This is about half. And the point of this is that it's easy to take out, easy to put away. They're not gonna go all over the place. And honestly, as Baymax said, I am not that fast. So I'm actually gonna put the other colors on a second hoop, and if I get to it, I get to it. It'll still be in my bag, but if I don't, I don't, and that's okay. But I don't have to have all of these, you know, embroidery flosses on a hoop that I'm like flipping through and can't get the floss off and such. So I'm gonna bring 2. And there we go. So these are the 2 key rings that I'm gonna be bringing with me to do my onboard pattern that I have planned. And then this one is the one I'm bringing to do while I'm on my trip. So we are prepared. I'm excited. The other thing I needed to think about when it came to prepping for this trip was a biggie, which is scissors. TSA won't let you bring scissors because they're dangerous, I guess. So I can't bring my trusty scissors. So instead, now while you can buy scissors that are TSA approved, TSA safe, I think most of them are the ones that like bend into itself and creates its own little case or something like that. I didn't get one of those. Instead, I got this, which I'm pretty excited about. I hope it works well. It is for hand needles features a blade to cut threads, and that is all it says. It looks like a little bird, which is kind of cute, and it's got this tiny little blade right there between the neck and the wing, and it's so small. I love how small it is. Can you see that? Here it is, the little beak. Okay, so let's see. It works! It works! I mean, is it the easiest thing? No. It's not the super cleanest cut. It's not like you'd get with scissors, obviously, but it'll do! So I'm excited about this. It's teeny tiny. I actually hope I don't lose it. So now all I need are the actual patterns. I have the one done. My onboard one is finished. I still need to make the other one. Let's go do that. We'll do a bit of drawing together.
So for this embroidery pattern, I really wanted to do something nautical themed. You know, I'm going to Florida. Also, I just love nautical things in general. So I really wanted to do a ship in a bottle. I'd seen a couple of versions scrolling around on Pinterest, but I hadn't found something that I could quite set my heart on. And so I just decided to make my own pattern. And I wanted it to have a lot of motion in it, and so it took me a little bit to get, you know, the way I wanted the waves, and you know how I kind of sketched out the ship, and I feel like I did end up accomplishing what I wanted, as you'll see, and I'm really happy with how it came out. It looks like the ship is like in the middle of like going up a wave, maybe in the middle of a storm. And I don't know, is there some hidden meaning about how like it's like tumultuous on the inside of the bottle and like my emotions, and I bottle up my emotions and constantly riding that wave? Nah. Nah, it's just a drawing. It's just an embroidery pattern. There's nothing behind it at all. And I have never had an existential crisis in my life. So, no, but really, this was a lot of fun to draw. And I am really looking forward to embroidering it up. Is that how you say it? Is that what you say? Embroidering it up? Embroidering it? Probably just embroidering it. I'm looking forward to embroidering it. Okay. You know, one thing I did miss out on by being homeschooled is I didn't get to do show and tell. So that's what we're gonna do right now. This has been my biggest crochet project yet. Probably because it's been my first, but it is my biggest. I've been working on this since October,
and it's now February, right? It's just about safe to say it's finished. So this first project was one of the big things that got me into crocheting in the first place, and that is little amigurumi foods. I am in love. I don't know why I'm so obsessed, but I really am. I have a niece. She is about to turn 2. And so for her second birthday, I have been preparing a ton of play foods for her. And it's actually worked out perfectly because her parents got her a kitchen for Christmas, and I'm gonna be able to hand deliver all of these. So I'm super excited, and I thought perhaps you might like to help me pack them.
Well, hi and hello there. This is Editing Evit, and I had my whole show and tell, in this video, and as I was editing, it was too long. So here's just a little showcase for you. And if you are actually interested in a more in-depth, chat about the things I made and the patterns I used, then do let me know in the comments down below, and I would be happy to make that its own separate video. But yeah, basically I made her some fruits, several vegetables, several carbohydrates, because yo girl is just like her aunt, and she loves her carbs. So I made bread, muffins, cookies, all the works. And so yeah, and this is just a cute little IKEA shopping bag for groceries and stuff. So I'm in love, and I am beyond thrilled with how everything turned out. So yeah, again, let me know if you want a little bit more of a in-depth chat and such about patterns and things if you're interested.
So with all of these packed, it's time to move on to my next thing on my travel prep list. And that is to actually finish getting my embroidery project prepped, and also I want to prep a crochet project to bring, obviously. I want to crochet her something while I'm there, because why not? I'd also like to make myself a little keychain for my backpack that I'm bringing. It's a new backpack, and I thought it would spice things up. It would make me happy. I get super stressed and anxious on planes for a variety of reasons, and in the airport in general. So I thought a little emotional support, a little friend keychain would be just the thing I need. So let's go get that prepped. Well, I forgot to put in one of the patterns that I had. Actually, the one I want to do on the plane. You know, that one. I didn't print it. So, thank you. Okay, they're cut out. I don't know why, but they make me happy. I don't know, just having
all of these patterns to do. I don't know. But I made them all myself, so it's like a gift from me to me. So yeah, all I have to do is pin these to the fabric and I think we're ready to pack it. All right, so I got them both sewed down, just some really rough and quick running stitches all the way around, a couple in the middle for this one since it's so big, and I'll just pull them out as I work. So these are done.
Right, for the embroidery things, the backpack I got came with this little, I don't know, like wallet size thingamabobber, and believe it or not, is the perfect size for the 3-inch hoop. I'm so excited. Okay. Also have this little needle minder I got off Etsy. You just put it on the back and then it's a little magnet and he'll hold my little needle for me. So I don't have to worry about dropping or losing my needle on an airplane. The embroidery floss, we already put on rings. Our scissors. I also have a blank spool for embroidery floss for my little like spare thread so they don't end up all over the place. As for the couple of extra needles I bought at Hobby Lobby, I think I'm gonna bring just 2, again, just in case, you never know. And one of them I will keep in here. Isn't that so cool? He does such a good job. And this needle, I'm going to just weave into a little bit of scrap fabric that I have. And then I'm just gonna safety pin that to the inside of this little pocket. There we go. So my little needle is back here, just in case. And so that is my little embroidery kit to go. The other embroidery pattern that I did, the one with the ship, that's actually gonna go in my luggage because I plan on doing that while I'm there, whereas the other one was for actually on the plane.
Oh no, you can see the mess behind me. Uh-oh. So I have my motivational juice with some whipped cream because 1, I'm worth it, and 2, I'm stressed. So whipped cream. Also, now that we have the embroidery stuff prepped, we can now prep the crochet project I want to bring. So I have, hold on. I have a box of yarn that came. I have a shipment from Premier Yarn and I'm very excited. But instead of doing like a whole unboxing, because that's probably not why you're here, I'm just gonna crack this open. And I mean, if you guys are curious, I can do an unboxing in another video. I'm just gonna sneak out one particular color that I need for this project. So yeah, gonna do that.
Okay, I'm excited. I've been loving Premier Yarn so far. I've made several projects with them now, and now I want all of them. I want all the colors. But yeah, so I have been, so excited. Oh my goodness. You gotta see this. Absolutely jam-packed. Look at that. Oh my goodness, this is rain. I think these are 2 rain and a fog. It just keeps going. There's more and more. Ooh. Maybe this should be a separate video. Yeah, I splurged on myself a little bit in this one. Just a little bit. You gotta treat yourself. I'm gonna actually put these back. I'm gonna look at them in another video, but for now, what I need is this emerald color. Oh, it's beautiful. I have been on my feet all day long, so we're here. Welcome to my studio floor. I am packing the crochet stuff. I've got this, it's kind of a cute little bag that came with the crochet hooks I bought actually. But, so I have this And I'm bringing my favorite crochet hooks. These are the faves. In here, also, I have this little just extra bit of yarn. I call this like my little mending yarn. I always keep it in here just in case I'm bringing some eyes. Obviously not all of these. I'm actually bringing, they're little pill pouches, pill packs, and they're basically these tiny little plastic baggies. They're super cute. Super cute, tiny little plastic baggie. There we go. So I grabbed a pair of 12mm, 2 pairs of 14, and 2 pairs of the 10mm. I'm pretty sure the 10mm is the only one I'll need. Possibly the 14 if I decide to make it bigger. Because my plan is just to make a little octopus, but I mean, which also means we have to bring our backings. I'm gonna pack some of these. I also put a couple backings in this other bag because I'm also gonna be bringing these amigurumi eyes. They're a little bit different. They're like the cutesy, the kawaii eyes. I love them. And this is what I actually use for all of her foods. Again, in case I end up making something on the go, because I mean, I really wanna finish this cupcake here, but if I don't, I need the eyes for it there. I have this embroidery floss that I like to use for blushes. I use black for the little smiley faces and other little facial features and expressions. And then I bring a couple of pins just in case, and a sewing needle that has a relatively large hole. It's a larger hole than I would use for embroidery. And then actually, this is a good reminder, I need to go cut out some more. This is some felt. It's a very light pink felt. So I cut out these little circles for the actual blushes because I prefer to use felt instead of yarn. I just think it looks really cute. So I need to go cut those out. So I've got all that in one little place into the bag. And while I can't take them on the plane with me, I am gonna bring my favorite scissors, and with them will come my stitch markers. I have these adorable little mushrooms my mom got me for Christmas. I love them. Also, of course, a darning needle, and those will all go in here. I'm also bringing a little bit of fabric. It's just some plain cotton fabric that I've been using to back all of the amigurumi foods for her. And then I think that's it for supplies. Now, yarn is a different story. Now for the yarn, of course, I'm bringing this, the Emerald Parfait Chunky Premier Yarn. And this is what I plan on making that mini octopus for my niece while I'm there. So this obviously has to come, and this will be going in my suitcase. The larger issue arises when it comes to the last couple of foods that I haven't finished yet. I finished the watermelon, which is great because that was like 3 balls of yarn that I thought I would have had to pack. That was red, green, and black for the seeds. But this cupcake is also 3 kinds of yarn. It was 4 actually, but I finished the white so far. So here's an update. So I have the little cup liner made already, and I've started on the filling. This is a chocolate cupcake, and it's gonna have strawberry frosting on top, which means I need to bring the brown. And this is a very flaccid skein of yarn. So I'll have to roll this into a ball if I bring this. And the pink, of course, it's kind of on the larger side, and I haven't used very much of it, but the skein is pretty squishable, so I'm not gonna roll it into a ball. I think it'll fit better like this. The black yarn, which is for an accent, she's having a Mickey themed party, and so I want to try to make a little Mickey ear, like a little Mickey face with ears for like a little, you know how they do little decorations on the side of cupcakes? I want to try to make one of those. So the black is already, thankfully, a small ball of yarn. If I can't finish the keychain on time, I'm stubborn enough to bring it with me, and I will finish it in the airport. And that is this skein of yarn. Let's just hope I finish the cupcake on time, right? But if you don't hear an update from me on the cupcake before the end of this, then just know that I did bring those 3 skeins of yarn. I almost forgot. Stuffing. I stuffed some stuffing in this bag, and I'm going to throw this into my luggage as well. Because when I finish the cupcake and when I finish the octopus, they're both gonna need stuffing. So I genuinely hope this is enough stuffing. I think it is, but I feel like when you're stuffing something, it just keeps going and going and going. So I hope this is enough. This is going in my bag as well. I have some bad news. This is the suitcase I was planning on bringing. You know, it's not huge, but you know, it normally fits my clothes. This is with the yarn in here. Where are my clothes gonna gotta go. Like there's still some room and like I could really squish it a little bit, but that's like half my suitcase. Okay, I think I need to find a different suitcase. There's a lot more room in here and it's deeper too. It's deeper and it's longer, so. All right. Okay, come see my handiwork. They fit a lot better. It may not look like it, but look at how much taller the walls are. So like I still have all this to go. So yeah, and they just squish right in. There's so much room for activities. So how do you pack as a crocheter? Bring a bigger suitcase. Yeah. That's the only advice I can give. We did it, team. And with that, I'm completely packed. I am so relieved. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like. I know it seems like a really small thing, but it does help the video immensely. If you'd like to see more content like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. I'm really hoping to put out the actual travel vlog of this as the next one. So if you're looking forward to that, let me know in the comments down below. And also let me know if I forgot anything, because I probably did. Bye. Oh, come on. Get in frame. You know what? I'll just sit closer. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Does that convey baggage? Not baggage, luggage. Baggage is something completely different, which I also have, but that's not what this video is going to be about. Okay. Deep breath, deep breath.